Hi guys, my name is Mike, and today I'm going to be talking about the JamHub bedroom model. So I'm going to be talking about why I chose the JamHub, what I like about the JamHub. I'll just show you guys some of my setup and some of the problems that I had and some of the solutions that I used to kind of mitigate those problems. So first of all, I'll give you guys an idea of what my jam setup looks like. So I've got acoustic guitar, 2 electrics, a bass. I got the bass amp that I use the headphone out, and I have the keyboard and electronic drums. Alright, so what I have down here, I have on 1, I have my electric guitar. On 2, I have my keys. On 3, I'll have my bass. And 4, I have my drums. So then I have on the R, or number 5, right now I have another line 6 that comes out from my mixer. So I'll talk about that in a bit. But one of the things I really like about the JamHub is that it works for me because I have electronic drum set. So I'd already had that, and I'd already had a keyboard. And I didn't have many amps at the time besides my bass amp. So I said, you know what? I wanted a quiet setup. So this really worked out. Now, I will admit, it did take a bit of an investment. I had to buy 4 sets of headphones. I didn't want to cheap out too much, so I went and got some decent Shores. And I had to buy 4 microphones as well. And then you got to buy the cables that go along with it as well. You know, you got your balance cables, which are common with the JamHub, as opposed to your unbalanced cables. But once it's set up, I find it sounds so great. The sound quality is really like not even comparable, especially when you're in just a basement, and you're gonna have issues anyways with room acoustics, but especially using these Line 6 Pod X3s, you can get some great stereo sound out of your guitars, and just really utilize the electronic drum sound to its full capability. Plus, I find what's great is that sometimes I just want to record a jam session, and I can just unplug one of the outputs and put it into this cheap little mobile pre-USB, and I can just record a jam setup. So one of the things that I had a problem with was the microphone quality. So the preamps on the JamHub, I wasn't really happy with them. I found that they caused a lot of hiss, and I found that I had to turn my instruments up to kind of compensate for that noise floor that was created by the hiss. So I looked around at some options, and I said, you know what, I can buy a cheap Line 6 Pod X3 used off eBay, and I had already had this Yamaha mixer. So what I said I would put the microphones into this Yamaha mixer, then take the output and send it over here to this Line 6, and then I have that headphone, so it goes into the line output of the Line 6, and then I have that output just going into my R input here. So now, one of the big problems was that using this method was that you lose an input. So it's not ideal, but if you only got 3 or 4 guys jamming anyways, it's not so bad. But I mean, you have 4 guys, 4 instruments, 4 mics, you should be fine. When you have 5, it gets a little trickier. You can use the acoustic guitar with the microphone. Another, I guess, problem with my solution is that it's a bit expensive. It wasn't too bad. It was $200 for the Pod X3, but if you don't have a mixer either, you're gonna have to invest some money in the mixer as well. But I think once you have it set up, it sounds great. Not only does it add compression and reverb and delay, you get complete control over your microphone sound, and yeah, I just like it. You can add distortion. You can really change your vocal sound however you like it. And the noise gate built into the Line 6, that was the main function, reduces all that noise floor hiss. So I really like it. So so other than that, I mean, one of the things I really like about that microphone solution is that it by reducing that hiss, you know, you can turn down the instruments, all the other instruments down a little bit, and it kind of saves your ears a bit, because I found that once you have that noise floor, you're kind of competing against the hiss, and everybody has to turn up a bit, and it can be a bit exhausting on your ears after a while. Now, I had spoke to some of the guys from JamHub, and they were pretty helpful. They told me a few ways to reduce the hiss with the natural setup, but I could only help the hiss a little bit, and it wasn't ideal. I think it's maybe a bit better if you when the thing is, you have the drums are making some sound, right? Even no matter if you get the headphones on, and these Shure headphones, they do have some sound isolating properties, so you don't kind of hear any outside sound. But still, you're going to hear a bit of the hi-hat, and you're going to hear a bit of the popping on the on some of these kits. So I try to have the volume up enough that I can kind of drown out that popping sound, so you get in the zone and it's not distracting with the sound. So I think that some of the solutions that the JamHub guys had were good if you have a very low volume setup, but I think you need to have a certain volume to at least for my case. But yeah, other than that, I think that that's all I wanted to talk about. But I gotta say, yeah, I really enjoyed the JamHub. It's perfect for my setup. And if you got any questions about my setup, just let me know. So one more thing, also, I'll add a clip here to just show the difference between before and after, just so you can get an idea of with and without the hiss after using the Line 6 setup versus the original setup. As well, I'll show a few examples of just some of the different effects that you can put on your voice. I didn't do anything too crazy. I just have a clean sound, a reverb sound, and like a megaphone sound. So it definitely adds some flavor to your vocals if you wanted to change it up a bit. Especially, you can use one of these Line 6 controls here. You can just snap it, hit the megaphone sound, and then snap it again, and then go back to a clean sound, just to kind of add a cool flair to the vocal sound. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Okay, guys, so as discussed in the video, I'm going to do a quick comparison with the microphones in the Yamaha mixer and Line 6 into the line input of R on the JamHub versus the microphones put directly in the XLR inputs with the XLR input volume turned on max, just to give an idea of the difference between the hissing noise that I was getting. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. So I took a snapshot of the spectrum analyzer here, just to get an idea to kind of, visualize the noise difference between the Line 6 setup versus the JamHub preamps. So you can see here the Line 6 setup is the lighter graph, and the JamHub preamps set to maximum is this darker faded graph. So you can see it's quite a significant dB difference. You've got like
that, especially in that 60 kind of hertz buzz range. So you can see it goes from down at the bottom though, that floor goes from 102 all the way up to 78. So I hope this helps some of you guys out. Thanks for watching.